Ew, let me think about that. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Okay. You guys, this weekend has been so weird. Like, so weird. I don't even know how to describe it. I will say that I have been lifted the entire weekend, but it's brought me to a few revelations about myself. So let's go through a couple of updates that have happened. One, my stepmom passed away in July, so I've been dealing with that for almost 2 months now. Today I had like a little mini breakdown over it because Hennessy, my turtle, when I used to talk to my stepmom on the phone, he used to run his little ass back here. Did I have a little bubble right there? He used to run his little ass back here just to listen to us talk and stuff. And so I thought about that today, and I got really sad because I realized he's not going to be able to run back here and listen to our conversations anymore, and I'm not going to be able to talk to her anymore. So that sucked, having to realize that, you know. It sucks to like know what it feels like to have a mom that spoke life into you every chance she got, and to have it like taken from you. It's like you like go and you live your life and you just don't expect to lose people, and when you do, it just puts in perspective, like, with that spot empty, how much they meant to you and how much they added so much value to your life, and how she like naturally nurtured me in a way that I don't know if she knew it was missing from my life, but she fed all the pieces that I was missing, and it just sucks without her. And I found out during work, and that sucked even more, and finding out with no one around me sucked even more. So it was just a hard day, and Kimana was at school, and I didn't want to tell her while she was at school, so I had to wait till she got home, and I sat with her for hours before she got home. It just felt like an eternity, but it might have been 2 hours, maybe 3. And so that sucked. And then our surrogate grandparents that lived down the street passed away in a tragic accident, and they were together, so it was like beautiful at the same time because they wouldn't survive without each other. And so there was that. July just kind of sucked a lot, and last year July sucked a lot, so I kind of hate July. And my stepmom passed away on my baby sister's birthday, so now like I'm gonna always associate that with like one of the best days and worst days of my life. I'm sorry. I really thought I was gonna be strong, but I'm just a weak ass bitch, I guess. I was thinking, like, if I record this almost 2 months after it happened, like, I'll be better, but not better. So, yeah, her family was very sweet. They did add me to the obituary. I have to say, I always called her mom, and she loved it, and she always introduced me as her daughter, and it was the sweetest thing. And she would be on the phone with her little voice and be like, I'm talking to my daughter, and I'm gonna miss hearing that. So I just didn't have a lot of people around me that were just proud to have me around as just me, you know. She didn't even expect anything from me. She just loved me for me. And with all the people around me that just take and take and take and take from me, it's crazy to have somebody that just loved you for who you were and the essence of just your being without expecting anything other than just you being you. Not stealing or dimming my light, but actually adding to it. And so I miss you, Mom. And yeah. The following week after, my cousin helped me find her obituary because her family wasn't very communicative about any details surrounding the services. And so on Tuesday, yeah, Monday I put in, I don't know. I think on Tuesday I put in, no, I found out on Tuesday, so I must have told my boss. I could probably get my phone and just tell you that what day, but Monday or Tuesday I put in for, it had to be Tuesday because I didn't even know when the funeral was. I put in for bereavement for Thursday and Friday because I found out the funeral was on the Friday, so I was gonna go in on the latest flight and come back on the earliest flight that I could, that was after the services. On Tuesday, my daughter tested positive for COVID, and I knew I was gonna have it because we spend like so much. She was on break and she just went back to school. We spent a lot of time together and stuff every day, so I already knew I was gonna get it, but I didn't know how fast it was gonna come on. So she had been vomiting and not feeling well. I told her to take a test for COVID because the likelihood of it being a flu in the summertime is kind of like low, like slim to none. So I was like, hey, take a COVID test. She's like, no, I think I have the flu. And I'm like, I don't think it's the flu. She took a COVID test that came back positive. That night I ended up having the chills and like feeling really shitty and stuff, and I felt awful, like I couldn't stop shaking or anything like that. And so I knew right then. I was shaking in my sleep, like I fell asleep while we were watching Love Island. I'm still trying to get through Love Island to this day. And she's not getting the kettle. So I ended up calling in the next day. That was PTO because I was sick. And then I did go to work the day after my mom, I'm gonna say mom, but stepmom passed away. And then I went to work all the rest of the days up until Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then I was out for bereavement and being sick. It just happened to coincide together. In the meantime, as I was documenting like how I was feeling each day, I was like going through it, I was crying, I was an emotional mess. And like as the days were going by, I was getting more and more like angry at my father, thinking about all that he put her through and how he treated her while she was sick and all that stuff. Also, I like to note at this time, like he had told me like a couple months before her passing, he told her actually that the phone works 2 ways and he's not chasing me. I'm not one of his like sluts or prostitutes from back in the day. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about, but apparently he's not chasing me. So I had a mental funeral for him. He no longer was of the living, but I thought even throughout his being like the phone works 2 ways ass bitch, that he would contact me for my stepmom's passing. And it's been almost 2 months and he hasn't said a word, a peep, anything. And so there's that. I was growing more and more angry at him because I remember when she first got sick and everything, and how she was calling out for me, and he was like, hey, you know, she wants to talk to you. And I was like, what's going on? And he was like, oh, we just got back from the hospital. And I was like, is she okay? Is she taking in fluids? And he was like that he didn't involve himself with that stuff and he didn't know anything. And I was like, oh, when I talked to her that night, she told me like what was going on and everything. And like I told everybody in the world, I'm delusional when it comes to health stuff, so like everyone can be healed miraculously. And she like never told me what state she was in or anything. We never discussed it. Maybe she didn't want me to focus on that or worry about that or take that away from our time together, so she never clearly told me those things. She didn't want treatment. She just wanted to exist, and she was a nurse, so she knew what that risk was. She knew what she was doing. So leading up to the funeral, I just kept having really dark thoughts about my father. It was really getting really bad at some points, and so I felt like it was just the universe's way of protecting my peace and not ruining my stepmom's going away, because I wouldn't want to do that to her. I just wish I had been able to go, but I just felt like he was gonna be kind of like my ex and kind of like put on a show or something, like, oh my god, my wife, and all this fake shit, even though he was like cheating on her and stuff. And to think she, you know, was in her 60s dealing with a man that's in his 70s and dealing with that bullshit still, you know. She loved him though with all her heart, and even on her hardest day she was very, very honest about her feelings, and I appreciate that, because not a lot of people are like upfront about that stuff. And even though I know it was hard for her to leave him, I was very proud of her, and she kept giving me the credit, but I didn't deserve it. She would always tell me she couldn't do it without me and she needed me, and none of that was true. So, yeah, just July sucked. And then around the 1 month mark in August, I was having a really hard time just emotionally. I didn't know what was making me feel that way, and then I realized, I was like, dang, it's been 1 month. And then now I'm heading to the 2 months, and here I am again. It's just hard to come to the realization that somebody that meant so much to you is just not here, and you'll never hear their voice again. August rolls around and it's my daughter's birthday. Like, August flew by to me. Like, honestly, I didn't feel it, but I felt my daughter's birthday. So my daughter's birthday rolls around, and we weren't feeling good that day. I guess we were both PMSing, so we stayed in my room all day. We watched these fools, ordered food, laughed, joked, you know, talked all day. I watched her play the game. Oh, I want to tell you something very sweet that she did. She told me today, like a couple days ago. She plays Roblox, and they hold they can hold funerals there, which I didn't even know this. Like, and she had a funeral for his stepmom in the game, and I know a lot of people are gonna feel like, oh my god, you guys, like, it's a game and it's childish, but maybe that's just the only way she could help, you know, because she got to know her. Our dog loved her, like the turtle loved hearing me talk with her. Like, she's a part of our family, you know. She's not, I have to say stepmom to differentiate between like my mom passing away and my stepmom passing away, but I called her mom and say stepmom. It's just for reference in this, you know, so you can tell the difference between which parent I lost. So yeah, so she had a little funeral on Roblox for her, and she was like, I can make you one too. And I was like, can you? We never got around to it today because she's just not feeling good. She has a really bad TMJ. Things have been going on with like my ex and stuff, so it's just been really stressed out, and school just started and stuff, so yeah. So then her birthday rolls around. My dad is just getting over COVID, and he texted her happy birthday, and so my sister trauma dumps on her, like all about her shitty life and her shitty baby daddy. And then my sister, my baby sister, and my mom don't call. We found out just yesterday or the day before about why my baby sister didn't get through. So she's out. Like, I'm not just owning her or anything, but my mom, I was mad at because I had to text both of them to call her. My mom was like, I have the wrong number. My daughter's number never changed, but even if it did change, right, let's just say it did for whatever, she still could have contacted me, so I just felt a way about that, and so I haven't really talked to her. Plus, like, when I was mourning my stepmom, like, initially when I was in the meeting and I found out about my stepmom's passing, I was screaming during the meeting. I was on mute and screaming like, no, and turned off my camera. And then I called my mom and I'm telling her what happened, and she was very sympathetic. That day she even sang a song for her, but from then on I didn't hear from her. She didn't check in on me or anything for 3 weeks, because she said the last time, which was the day that I lost my stepmom, I looked bad. And then she called me 3 weeks later and I looked better, and she's like, oh, I'm glad you're looking better, because last time you were looking bad, but I just lost my stepmom, so like, what the fuck. And she just kind of left me alone with my mourning, and so did the rest of my family. And even though they all knew I was mourning, and so my sister didn't call me. She just called to tell me like Nate didn't have like a babysitter, and I was like, you know, I'll watch him via FaceTime. And then she called me again like a week later and said the same thing. My nephew didn't have a babysitter, and so I watched him again via FaceTime. But she'd never check on me and be like, how are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Or anything like that. And so I just kind of felt like abandoned by them, and I'm only good for them when I'm at my best. At my worst, they can't accept me, they don't comfort me, but they expect me to be there for them at their worst. And I just learned a lot in that moment, that I'm not allowed to have feelings around anyone else. I used to go through this, like, even with my ex. He wouldn't like know how to deal with me at all if I didn't have anything other than a happy face. Anything that expressed an emotion, he'd just leave me be. Like, it was, I'm just used to being abandoned in my dark moments. But I want to give a big, huge fucking shout out to my soulmate, my soul cousin, my soul sister, my soul everything. She carried me through, and not only just in this part of my life, but since me and my ex haven't been together, we've spoken every single day for 902 days. Love you guys. Hope you have a wonderful evening. It's September the 2nd, almost the 3rd, and I'm out. Say hi. You wanna say hi? Ooh. Hey, watch out. I'm glad I got that on camera so people can see how you be fucking me up. Like, punk ass. The fuck's wrong with you, bro? The fuck? The fuck? Oh no, here he goes with that shit again. Get off me. Get off me. So anyway. Ow! Get off me. Whoa. Ow! Okay, I'm about to end this right now. I think this is a positive note to leave it on. Uh-oh. You good? You good? So I'm gonna leave it off on I love my cousin. My nephew made my day. My dog beats me up. You guys got to see it on camera. He's about to start again. Get off! Oh, now he's humping me. Get off of me! But now you're seeing this behind the scenes bullshit that I deal with. Stop pulling my hair! I'm scared he's gonna get caught in something. All right, let me go because he's acting up. Bye-bye.